Alrighty. Restricted reading. Shane's waiting to offer you further instructions. Alright. Be heading directly to the archives from here. Yep. You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure, believe me. May you find the knowledge that you seek. Shall we? Let's shall. We gotta go up. To this. Okay. Up and around. There's a dialogue bit here. Wait, it's over that way. Oh wait, no, it's up and around. Okay. See, the studio. Gotta go this way. Pudding way. It's pudding way up too. Guess my pudding wasn't needed to stop the bound days after all. But I persevere. Once people taste it, they'll be even happier than they were before the apocalypse started. I just know it. Okay. Pudding way is just reading the book. Oh, here's another one. Okay. Come along, Newfound. It's forbidden wisdom awaits. Okay. I think that the set of instructions I laughingly imagined may actually exist, but yalms away from where you found me napping. I know that Alzadal III's exploits sooner. I could well have saved myself days of research. A children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. Lesson I'd already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Okay. Index page. What kind of stolen guest identified? Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Follow me if you would. Watch your step and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Interesting. Ooh, this music though. Makes it seem like a dungeon.
If Hastemia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
Okay. Today, in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was so unlike her ravenous brethren. Eyes blazing out with hunger, but trembling like a candle's flame, threatening to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word. Such distinctions seem inconsequential and insignificant even. All that matters is love I feel for this exquisite transcendent being. They're in love with the void scent? Interesting. I don't know if that would be the right choice. Year 1564, 6th Astral Era, Malja summoned Ifrit. Patron god accounts described being as gigantic lizard-like being with potent command of fire and aspected magics. Consider that primal summoning is in fact is an act fueled by faith and prayer. It's unsurprising, if not expected that the resulting deformed entity should manifest the appearance of powers with which it's attributed by its worshippers. I thought worshippers was 2 P's. Cool. What then might emerge from the Aether should one who believes in an almighty omniscience attempt the same ritual? And the scholar himself graces with his presence, some other embodiment of divine, no clue what that word is. Sagacity, I don't know. Could this man-made god truly be all-knowing? If it were, whence would such knowledge arise? Myself have many questions concerning the nature of the ancient world. With no spell transferring back to days of old, could I instead summon a being possessed of encyclopedic wisdom of every age? Yet with no means to verify its pronouncements, how could one be certain that they are true? Their mind spin to the possibilities discussed therein, do not seem to. Okay, so this one isn't it either. Leather-bound log. Is there another one down here, or was it just the one? Looks like it was just the one. This is the only one left, I think. Oh, here we go. House Damien. Following pages detail an advanced method for manipulating rift spanning apertures as provided by New Hashan, Ninth Patriarch of House Damien. Present these research notes to the faculty, Charlie, and students, both took of friendship and expression of our boundless admiration. If you're looking at forbidden volume you seek, Stoll will need to make the following combination. That's something you'd like to show me, do you? My apologies, I flipped open but a single book and was completely absorbed by its contents. Well done, I think you may have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damia's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about. Among the ranks of the Void Sent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures. A talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings reveal that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate. Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Void Sent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales. And still, House Daemir went and built a mock Atomus of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves? Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
As much as I'd love to start crafting the Atomos, I'm afraid that this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hanish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Daemir project. Ah, yes. Business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass our regards to the forum. Message will be conveyed should you wish to divulge or indulge in more forbidden literature. I'll be here. Page mode disabled. Security mode engaged. Okay, interesting. Anyone can help us. Nadano can. Say we return at that near. Look for her at the great work. Yep. Oof, 1,000. Yes, I do want to use a Netherite ticket. No, I need to turn those back on. And Donna's over to the east. Oh, she was just outside of render distance, that's why I couldn't see her. Janelle tells me that you're pursuing the most fascinating study, and that you want me to be a part of it. I've no doubt that you'll be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Will it now? By the sisters, this is the mark of House Daemir. I never even knew such a work existed. You should. It was sequestered in Newfound's restricted archives after all. Was? But that means every word within is forbidden knowledge. Forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and you put it right in my unsuspecting hand? I can hardly wait to read it. Sounds like she'd be, like, really upset the way it was worded, but quite the opposite. Oh, excuse me. What was that that my character was doing? I think the Daemir were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder. Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you to helping us build a new mock Atomos? Say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Daemir project that had even the redoubtable scholars of Charlian trembling in their sandals? No alchemist of the great work could resist. You're a woman after my own heart. Next to Runar, that is. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big mouse simulacrum once we built it? Simulacrum? Lacrum? I don't know. So there's a secret void gate and it's sealed within ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Days of data revelations indeed. The purpose of remaining Atmos is to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rough spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Excuse me. And by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly once we finish gathering the components I require. Shelling's markets provide the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals. I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. Such a liquid you need go no further than the font of Maya. The ascetics of old once favored the place for their meditations. The water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of ether. Sounds perfect. If you'd be so kind as to fill the flask at the pool, I'll petition Reacher to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. That would be about it then. We'll meet back here anon. Okay. Don't have much of a choice, really. I'm so glad I got flying unlocked, like, as soon as I was able to. It's so much easier. I think I've explored... Yeah, I've explored the entire map here. God, I had to like dry my eyes. My eyes are watering like crazy. That's for a dense pocket of water. Okay. Is this person also here? Yep. Oh, is this the part where I know the water comes into play? I know there's one thing that I spoiled for myself. Oh, excuse me, jeez. Do you have the flask for me? Yes. Yes, this should suffice, thank you. Piety, Materia 9. Battle Dance, Materia 9. Quick Arm. Quick Tongue. I think Quick Arm's probably what I'd want to get. My Discord went off. Stola is eager to depart for the vault. Look who I come across. Came across. Students seemed in need of a diversion, and we in turn may have need of his lance. Oh, I didn't realize a student was here. Right then, now that our little party's assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. Will we have need of Mastia's boat again? Not this time. Once Stola informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Kiali. Oh god, my eyes. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host. Shall we? Man, this sea's going nuts right now. Void theory. Okay. Ship is yours to command. Our thanks, we set sail at once. Oh, this is so exciting. Ozdal's legacy to see the truth of a legend with my own eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault. Weaver's warning, yes. Oh, is this the one thing? I bet the void place is gonna be a dungeon.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence, but I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale? Very good. I see you've been paying attention. As Vritra sent his simulacrum, so too shall we rely on a familiar to bear the brunt of any unpleasant consequences.
Oh, this is the scene.
Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same. I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born. Water, water, froth and foam!
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Oh, they look like little bunnies made out of ice cream. Her ears drooping. She's so embarrassed.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate.
Aww.
I only only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual. In any case, these two should serve us well. This one will bear a warding scale. And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nidana safe from harm.
As you say.
Man, she's going nuts
You
again.
had best be on your guard as well.
Ugh. Yep. Froth and foam.
And we are glad for it.
I wonder what she would have said if I said froth and foam.
Let us begin, shall we?
Is this gonna be the dungeon? It's too small.
Nixies, into the void.
Nixies, that's what they are? Oh boy. Oh, what do we do? Just wait. Kinda glad I'm doing this a little late. That way there aren't like crowds of people. The one without the warding skill is gonna turn into some kind of monster. I don't know.
I think we've waited long enough. Nixies, return to my side.
Oh boy. That one looks like it's like high as fuck off a like poor thing.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Oh, the poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
We're out of time. I must reseal the void gate.
I don't want to die, I heard that.
They're coming through!
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void.
That was a close one.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. You remember Una Kalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition?
I'm glad there wasn't a dialogue option because I wouldn't remember.
I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way. But first, I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives? Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
Satrap's duty. Still upon your next stage of your preparations to enter the void. Okay. Now my only question is, how far into 6.1 am I at? Oh wait. I meant to look up the MSQ list and never loaded for whatever reason. I just want to know how far into 6.1 I'm at. Because, like, I have no idea. Post Endwalker 6.1. Void theory. Oh, this one's the last one. Okay. Or the last one for 6.1 at least. He's starting 6.2 in a little bit. Nice. Once Don succeeds in replicating the mock Atomos stored to the 13th, will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize that this is more than what is it? To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the void myself. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Yeah, because she was embarrassed. Shall we proceed with our other preparations then? As we saw, the Wing Seal can be effective at protecting the bearer from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, this talisman's durability will need to be improved if it's to withstand the Void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that's a problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemists who created it. How do we know who excels at this kind of structural augmentation? Yes. I don't know about Garland Ironworks. Let's go with the Elegance. Perhaps they once did, but availing ourselves to elegant insights tend to be an involved process in and of itself. Yeah, I believe a more straightforward approach is in order. Something with the engineers of Garland. Really? Okay. But Arcalus himself is no stranger to the void and its volatile energies. Really? With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the ironworks can strengthen a warning scale. Come, let's visit their operation while others each commission their best and brightest. Alright then. That's what we must do. Oh, it just takes us straight to Rogger's Reach. Wow. Brings you to the Ironworks. I have a commission for you and your president, actually, assuming he's available. Mr. Sid? Certainly, I'll see if he has a moment free. Pleasure's always. I hear you have a job for us. Heading into the void to find the lost dragon. That sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after meeting you in that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said that there were signs of degradation. I gave you absolutely nothing. There's nothing in your hand at the moment. Seems some manner of corrosion is set in around a scratch on its surface. Much as the void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds, in which case our best bet may be to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. How might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like. But I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. That was me. Oops. We'll construct a protective casing while utilizing metal alloys with high theoretical conductivity so as not to impede the talisman's primary function. Somebody messaged me. Who was that? Suit of armor, as you said. Nero compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design just to be sure. If only it weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. I swear, I never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Okay, understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. The hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands while we sneak about doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do. I think we can leave the rest in Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Nadana is getting on with the Mock Atomos. Yep. Travel to the great work. That went way too high. Oh, I didn't think she was right here.
Ah, hey Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Alzadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components. And I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial Atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
I keep calling them Hanish. It's Hanish,
The
right?
alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless, heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Celestinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire?
Aww.
We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet...
Now you listen to me, Varshan.
Damn.
You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all.
No, not this music again. Damn.
And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
Oh,
We
man, I'm
will
tearing up
succeed
again.
in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again too.
take heart and protect them well.
Oh, isn't that what
Such were the words I once said to you. And here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzadhan. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavne for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
do not make them cry. Made me cry a little bit. He surprised me, Astinia. For a long while, he's shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Reacher reach this conclusion. It was for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping assistants awake at night. The travelers believed in the place racked by some unnatural storm. What of your own answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void. You know, when I was wounded, Hog's vengeful thoughts were my thoughts. His endless rage, my rage. The soul-chilling grief he nursed for. Oh God. Is that Race Vulgar's like sister or something? I forget. I can't remember. And I do not want to try to pronounce that name. Soul-chilling grief he nursed for, you know, so-and-so's death. Would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and ally. If there's a chance that we can spare Reacher that pain, then I'll follow you. Rather not bother our comrades with aught less than a dire threat to Star before should be sufficient for our purpose. No, not to specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before its devastation was complete, 13th has been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan as such is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. It would be more convenient having some manner of base camp near to the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let's reconvene outside Muktika. So was there never any dungeon or anything that we're supposed to do for 6.1? I guess everything's at 6.2. So we require, we will require suitable accommodations. Let we make something. Oh, I forgot I had that on. Will we make something available for our guests? All the chambers are presently hosting the great amounts of treasure we carried out of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you've completed the arrangements. As you heard, we'll have you settled in Megadura in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. Risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Ajdaya. Providing comfortable quarters is the least that I could do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. Gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I'm grateful for you, to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I'll return the great work and lend what help I can to Nidana. If you have preparations to make ere we venture into the 13th, now's the time. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what this means to me, but my purpose need not consume you as well. Head to another world. Find what joy you can in the experience, for you're a traveler and an adventurer at heart. This I know. Okay. Meanwhile, on the 13th, oh boy. It's creepy.
And thus I am returned.
Who the hell?
To this world, bereft of saviors.
Right, looks like that's it for 6.1. I'll be starting 6.2 soon, probably sometime later this week. See you guys in the next one.